Welcome to Online Math. Today we will learn to simplify algebraic products. Algebraic products. So we have terms that includes the coefficient and the variable, and we're timesing with another algebraic term. Another example can look like this, where you have 3x squared times 4x, and 3x squared is an algebraic term, and 4x is an algebraic term as well, and we're timesing those two. So this is what algebraic products look like, and there can be many more examples. So today we will work to simplify algebraic products, and how we do that is, first, we will need to calculate the coefficient of the final number by multiplying all the numbers. So remember the word coefficient. This is the number bit, like the 2 and the 3, and the 3 here and the 4. So that is the coefficient. So in the end, we will have to times them. Then step 2 says we will now need to simplify the unknown using index notation. So what is an index notation? We will begin to learn about that too. The unknown should be also written in alphabetical order. Let's quickly recap what index notation is. So with index notation, say for example, if you have a variable and you're timesing it, a times a, this is going to be a squared. If I have a times a times a, so I'm timesing a 3 times, this becomes a to the power of 3 or a cubed. It does not become 3a. If I have something like x times y, I have two x's being timesed, so this is x squared followed by y. So within index notation, in the end, you are not writing the time signs, and depending on how many of those same variables you're timesing, they become the power. So let me show you a few more examples. If I have b times c times c times c, this is b squared because you're timesing b twice, and c cubed because there are 3 c's that I'm timesing. If I have m times m times m times m times n, then this will equal to m to the power of 4 and n to the power of 2. To simplify algebraic products, I first need to calculate the coefficient. So I'm going to rewrite 2a times 3a. 2a means 2 times a, so I'm going to write 2 times a times 3a means 3 times a, so write it down. And then I'm going to get my coefficients, the numbers, and write them next to each other. And then my variables, which are my letters, and get them to be next to each other, which makes it easier for me to calculate. 2 times 3 is equal to 6. A times a is equal to a squared. So that means 2a times 3a can be simplified to 6a squared. Next example is 3x squared times 4x. So once again, expand it. So 3x squared means 3 times x, the times sign, times 4x is 4 times x. Then write your numbers together. So the 3 and the 4, 3 times 4, and the x is 1, 2, 3. So write times x times x times x. Then calculate. 3 times 4 is equal to 12. X times x times x is x to the power of 3 or x cubed. So 12x cubed is the answer. Simplify the following algebraic products. First one, 5 times 4k. 5 times 4k means 4 times k. So I'm going to write 4 times k. And now all you have to do is multiply all of them together to simplify. The numbers will times first. So 4 times 5 is equal to 20. So write 20. And 20 times the k is 20k. So how you simplify 5 times 4k, it equals to 20k. Next example, 2g squared times 5g squared. 2 times g is 2g squared. And how I can rewrite 5g squared is 5 times g. Let's go and collect the numbers first. So I have the 2 and the 5, and they're being timesed. So 2 times 5, and let's go and collect the alphabets, the variables, which are the g's, and there are 4 of them, and they're being timesed. So I'm going to write g times g times g times g 4 times. Then calculate. 2 times 5 is equal to 10. And index notation, g is being timesed 4 times, so it becomes g to the power of 4. Next question, I have x squared times x cubed. So let's start by writing x squared is x times x, and x cubed is x times x times x. Altogether, how many x's are there? There are 5 x's and they're being timesed. So it becomes x to the power of 5. M times 8m cubed. So I'm going to start by writing m times, and 8m cubed means 8 times m times m times m. The only coefficient here is 8, so I'm going to write 8 first. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4 m's. So I can write m times m times m times m. And then simplify 8 m to the power of 4, because there are 4 m's being timesed. Let's take a look at a few more examples together. So this question looks a bit different because it's got the brackets. So I have a bracket and I have 5y, and everything within the bracket is being squared. That means I have 5y times 5y, because 5y is being squared. Now, 5y means 5 times y, so I'm going to write 5 times y times, and another 5y, so that is 5 times y. I have the 5 and the 5 being times together, so I'm going to write them next to each other, 5 times 5, and times y, and times y. So write them next to each other so you can see it better. And 5 times 5 is 25. Y times y is y squared. Next question says 3x times x times 4. So 3x is 3 times x. Then I just need to write times x times 4. Let's write the numbers together. So I have my 3 and I have my 4. So go 3 times 4. And then write x times x. 3 times 4 is equal to 12. X times x is equal to x squared. Algebraic products can have more than 2 terms being timesed. So with this example here, we have 3 terms being multiplied. I have the first term 4x, second term 3x squared, and the last term 2x. So let's go ahead and simplify. 4x is equal to 4 times x. 3x squared is 3 times x times x. 2x is 2 times x. Then we're going to go and just collect the numbers. So we're going to calculate those first. I'm going to underline them. It is 4 times 3 times 2. And then we're going to find out how many x's or how many variables are being times. Here, it is just the x's. So let's go and collect them. And there are 4 x's. So I'm going to write x times x times x times x. Then let's calculate. 4 times 3 times 2 equals 2, 24. X times x times x times x is x to the power of 4. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.